Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the whistle control presentation. All right, so first question is, what is whistle control? It is the conscious effort to only use your whistle when it is appropriate. And why is whistle control important? If we blow our whistle without having a clear purpose, we have a greater chance of having an inadvertent whistle. Inadvertent whistles are embarrassing and they cause a lot of problems. Trust me, I've had a couple myself. If you're unfamiliar with what an inadvertent whistle is, it's where we as the officials blow the whistle too early and then it causes the end of the play before it should have, and we got to go through and solve it. So creates a lot of problems. It's bad. Trust me, we want to avoid these. They're really, really something that we need to focus on avoiding this year. Okay, so whistle mechanics. You got two options when it comes to purchasing a whistle. You've got the standard lanyard whistle and you've got the finger whistle. Not a lot of guys use the finger whistle. I'm someone that uses it. I don't even own a lanyard whistle anymore. It's an unpopular opinion, but I encourage you guys to check it out. Give it a try. What I used to do is I would wear a finger whistle and a lanyard whistle. So it used to really give me a choice and help me um, really find what I liked. So if you want to check out the finger whistle, go ahead. Otherwise, lanyard whistles work just fine. Do not put the whistle in your mouth while you are breaking up players. What happens is guys maybe start fighting, start getting into a shoving match. Officials get in there, and then the first thing they want to do is start blowing their whistle. If you get hit in the mouth while that whistle's in there, you're going to break your teeth. And trust me, even if you don't break your teeth, it really hurts. So do not do that. Now, flanks, you can start with the whistle in your mouth if you want to, but for all the other positions, I do not recommend starting with the whistle in your mouth. And if you do choose to start as a flank with the whistle in your mouth, once the play goes off and you don't have any pre-snap fouls that you need to stop the play for, spit that whistle out. It really increases your chances of having an inadvertent whistle if you're just running up and down the field with the whistle in your mouth like a basketball official. And nobody should have the whistle in their mouth unless you're blowing the play dead. It's kind of what we just talked about, but you'd be surprised how often I see umpires running up and down the field with the whistle in their mouth. Do not put that whistle in your mouth unless you're ready to blow the play dead or you're a flank who's starting the play with the whistle in their mouth. That's fine. And to be honest with you, as a flank, I don't start with the whistle in my mouth. You don't have to. A lot of guys do. A lot of guys recommend that you do, but I don't, and it doesn't seem to affect uh, how I'm able to blow the play dead. If I've got a false start or defense jumps or something, I just grab my whistle real quick and knock it down. So you don't have to start with it in your mouth if you don't want to, but you can. All right, so when to blow a play dead. You only need to blow a play dead when you are the closest official to the end of the play and you know for a fact that the play is over. We see too many officials where there's a sweep to the home side and the flank on the visitor side is blowing his whistle. There is no reason to be doing that. The officials that are covering the play, they will blow it dead. If we've got a play in the middle, let's say, ball's right in the middle of the field and we've just got a dive right there. The umpire will usually use their voice to stop the play, and the white hat might come in with a late whistle if they have to. As a flanks, I tend to avoid blowing the whistle when the play ends inside the hashes, unless you clearly see that the play is dead and there's a reason to blow the whistle. Like you have a corner and receiver that are, going at it and they don't realize the play's over, or maybe you've got a tight end and a defensive end that are still pushing each other around. They can't tell the play's over. Other than that, let's really make sure we are reserving our whistles for either when the play is ended right on top of us, or there is some other reason that's causing us to blow this whistle here after we know the play is over. So what I try and tell new officials too is find the ball and see the ball carrier down. We do not want to just assume that the ball carrier is down or that the person we think is down ends up not having the ball. You can get yourself in some really bad situations. If you are somebody that struggles with this, maybe you've had a couple inadvertent whistles in a season and you're trying to figure out how to get past it, I will try and find the number of the ball carrier before I blow it dead. So ball carrier, it gets tackled. I see him on the ground. I will confirm his number and then I will blow it dead. and the play kills itself even without a whistle. So let's take that situation. Ball carrier's tackled. I see his knees down. He's holding the ball, but I'm waiting just that extra second to try and get his number, making that conscious effort to avoid scenarios where I could have an inadvertent whistle. And somebody comes in and just takes a cheap shot on him. We will still have a flag for unnecessary roughness because the play kills itself even without a whistle. You could take another example, say an incomplete pass is thrown, hits the receiver right in the hands, he drops it, he lets up, and some safety comes and just absolutely blows him away. As soon as that ball hits the ground, the play is dead. And whether you've got your whistle or not, we are still going to have a flag for unnecessary roughness because the players are expected to understand when the play is over. All right, so now we got to talk a little bit about forward progress. I know some of you guys are probably thinking, like, what? I got to see the ball. I've got to see somebody down. What if we've got a big group of players in the middle and forward progress is stopped, but I can't see the ball? What the heck am I supposed to do then? And we have a special technique to stop a play like that when the ball carrier is surrounded by tacklers and the ball can't be seen, and maybe even the ball carrier can't be seen. So here's what we do. You imagine a scenario, you've got dive up the middle, you've got 4 or 5 defenders that all have the ball carrier wrapped up, offensive linemen are back behind the pile, they're pushing, but forward progress of the pile stops. It's come to a standstill, or even then it's being pushed backwards. The play is dead here, and flanks, you are responsible for forward progress. Now, if you're a white hat or an umpire and you know you've got some flanks that are new to officiating, you can feel free to help them out with forward progress when you have to. But the primary whistle on forward progress is going to come from the flanks. So, back to our play. You've got the dive, piles formed around the ball carrier. He's being pushed back. His forward progress has ended here, and the play is dead. But we're going to hold our whistle, and here's why. I want you to take a split second and look around the group. Make sure the ball's not bouncing around on the ground. Make sure the ball carrier hasn't slipped out of the pile and is out running down the sideline, or maybe make sure the defender hasn't stripped the ball and is already running off away from the pile where you maybe didn't see it. So take a split second, make sure the ball is not loose. And now you can blow the play dead. So even if the ball comes out right as you are about to blow your whistle, you do not have an inadvertent whistle. Because remember, you've already declared the play dead in your head. You already have understood his forward progress is stopped. We are not going to let a loose ball after this continue. You made the quick look around, made sure that the ball was not currently loose or that it hadn't changed possession, and now you're blowing the play dead. Because even if that ball carrier has been pushed back 2 yards and then the ball slips out, that is not a fumble. The play is over when his forward progress stops. We want to make sure that we don't give the defense a cheap fumble here. Finally, the time between when the forward progress actually stopped and when the whistle was blown protects you from an inadvertent whistle. We can have that small lapse in time that you're taking to evaluate the play, make sure the ball's not loose, and then have the whistle. If the ball comes loose in that period between when you've declared the ball dead in your mind and when you go to blow that whistle, it is not inadvertent. His forward progress was stopped and the play is dead. We are not going to allow that cheap fumble to occur. Finally, we've got other situations. And there may be some dead ball situations that require you to use your whistle. Remember, we're not going to use it if we're between players we're trying to break up. But say you have a foul. Once the play is clearly over and you've got a flag down, say a live ball holding, please give your whistle a couple of quick tweets to let the crew know that you have a flag down. It's really helpful for the umpire. It's really helpful for the white hat to know, hey, something's going on. We need to hold the chains. We need to make sure that we're not awarding a first down. We've got to just slow down, get a ball on the ground, and start to enforce this penalty, which if you haven't checked out the penalty enforcement video, please go check that out. We already have it uploaded to the website. All right, I wanted to go over a quick video of some huddle film that I got that kind of demonstrates the forward progress play that I'm talking about. It's not the greatest video. I wish I could have found a better one. I looked through a lot of different games, and this is the best one I was able to find. So let's take a look here at this video. I'm going to let it play once through, and then we'll stop and go back. Okay. So play goes off. We've got dive up the middle. Right here, you can see the runner's forward progress has stopped. He's got a couple tacklers already on him, and they're going to start driving him back. At this point right here, the play is dead, and we are not going to allow a loose ball after this to occur. So right now, what this official needs to be doing is scanning the ground, scanning the other players immediately around the pile, make sure that ball hasn't slipped out, is bouncing around or in another player's possession. At this point, the official should be done looking around, seeing that the ball's not loose, and should be coming in with a whistle. Right as the official is coming in with his whistle, if that ball then pops out, we are not going to allow that fumble. His forward progress was stopped right here, and there's not going to be a fumble allowed on this play. You can see he's driven back. Even now, if that ball pops out, you might have defenders trying to jump on it, claiming that there's been a fumble, and then if they recover it, a turnover. When no, his forward progress had been stopped several yards up, no cheap fumbles. You can see his flank does a great job here. He's got the forward progress spot. That tells me he knows that if this ball popped out later, say in this frame right here, he's already got the spot. He's not going to allow that cheap fumble. And he knows to hold his whistle, scan the ground, come in, hard whistle, sell it. Especially if it pops out late, come in and sell that his forward progress was stopped. All right, thank you guys for watching.